our emotional health. Yes, it's great to risk. It's great to stretch further. But we also have to look at where we're at, and we have to be honest about that. Because our brand does not mean that Katherine Miracle goes out every day and is perfect. My client Delta will tell you when I flew down to Virginia Beach the first time to speak for them, they lost my luggage, I lost all the stuff, I got caught in the rain, I go into my speech, I'm wet. Okay? And we just laughed, we had a good time. Katherine Miracle was not perfect that day, okay? But my culture is, I'm gonna be there for you, I'm gonna give you the help that you need. So as you build your brand, it's not just career. It's your relationships, it's your personal culture, it's your health, it's your exercise, and two more, belief. When I say belief, what do you think of?
Faith.
Okay, faith, what else do you think of? Belief?
Confidence.
Okay, the beliefs that you have, who can you turn worry over to? If I'm always holding all the worry of everyone in this room and my clients and me, eventually I'm going to break, right? So I want you to think about that. Who can you turn it over to? And when you believe, what do you need to know to grow? Some of us, it's reading more. Some of it is practicing some things more, maybe going to different things, but stretching to figure that out because that's part of your brand. And then the next part is education and technology. And I want to share with you kind of a sad story about this. I get a lot of calls from CEOs who will say, I have a friend who needs help and I think you can help. And I'm thinking, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, why do I do these calls? But I'd love to take them, I'd love to help. I met with a gentleman named Jeff who is an older gentleman, tenured professor, and the students had complained on Twitter. And he was saying to me by phone before we met in person that every bird tweets, I don't understand this. He didn't get that Twitter is not a bird in the tree. Get what I'm saying? Now, what happened to him? His brand at one point in his life was to educate students, was to know resources, to know technology, to know education. For whatever reason, he didn't live his brand. He stopped learning. He stopped growing. I saw him walking on campus the other day, older, hurting, but it wasn't physical, guys. It was because the world changed around him. Education didn't come to him. Technology, he didn't try. It's the same thing with us. You know, if we're not willing to risk, we're not willing to grow, that is your brand. So when I send you these slides, you guys have a little evaluation, you can put your email on that. I'll send you all my slides so you know all this stuff and you can work on this. When you're working on it, it's education, it's technology, it's belief, it's career, it's your health, it's, you know, your mental health, it's your relationship, it's your culture. And then the last one, flow. Flow is so important. Positive psychology I started studying in 2009. I was going through the tsunami. And I'm not going to pursue my doctorate in it. I did think I was going to at one point. But positive psychology excites me because it helps us find what we call flow. It's the time when you're doing something and you lose track of time because you're just so immersed in it and you love it. I'll be working on somebody's marketing plan and designing their strategy for their company, and my husband will literally yell downstairs from our upstairs bedroom, Katherine, do you realize what time it is? I can usually tell it's late because Seinfeld's on, so I know, it might be a little past because I try to get to bed because I get up really early. But bottom line, I'm in flow. I'm just loving it. It happens when I speak as well, so I have a little timer thing that helps me be on time. So I just get in my flow, I just get going. And what is that for you? What is flow for you? I would rather see you have the jobs you love and define prosperity in the way you define it. Because here's what my industry's done to you. We've told you that you have to have a certain car to feel successful. That's your brand. We've told you that if you don't have this much money in the bank, that you're not successful. Success is your definition, not my industry's. We don't own that. We think we do, but we don't. And this is why I like to work with individuals, because definition of success is up to you. So let's talk prosperity just for a minute. When we think prosperity, it may not be a number. It may be that you have the ability to help other people or bless other people. It may be that your prosperity is, and I'll just tell you mine right now. I was sharing it when we were going through line. We have 3 cars, my husband, my college daughter, and myself. We have not had car payments for 5 years. I'm driving the old Mercury Marquis, the old man's car, and that car has a lot of miles. In the snow, it's not going to be good, so we know we're going to be buying one. And I just want to tell you about brands and prosperity for a reason. We have a client who bought a Hummer and took it back after a week. Do you want to know why? 1 week.
Yeah.
Now,
People saw him there.
she felt pretentious. She didn't feel comfortable people looking at her getting out of that car. And I do remember something. When I bought my first convertible, I remember Kayla was like, I don't know, elementary school, and she said to her friends, "That's my mom, and that's her car." And I thought, no, that's not who your mom is. Your mom is not defined by her car. Your mom's defined with the fact that I love teaching and helping her get through school. She won't have any student loans, thus the no car payments. Now, we could have all new cars and have her get a loan, but we made that decision. So we're going to drive the rackety old cars as long as they last. To me, that's success. So what I see in success and what I see for you is stopping the madness of my industry. Stop buying the things that you don't need. Start defining what you see as success. Start building your personal brand. And you guys are going to be getting a slide from me that's this funky sales sheet. And it's something I did when I started my company. And the sales sheet basically says my purpose, which I'm an educator, I'm a marketer, and I'm a public speaker. So bottom line, you see that. And then you see my feature. And what is my feature? My feature is the work that I do. But my advantage is when I work with people, I create solutions, I cut costs, I increase their revenue. The benefit, my clients have less stress. They're increasing revenue, and they can work on building a great workforce. And then basically this sales sheet says, who do I help? What kind of clients do I help? It has 4 power words that other people said about me, and I want you to do the same. 4 words people say about you. And then there's a testimonial. And mine is from a guy who I worked on his CNN interview. And bottom line, he just writes all this great stuff. I mean, testimonials are like that. They say better stuff about you than you'd say about you, right? So I'm asking you to complete a sales sheet, and I will send you the slides, because here's what happens when you do it. I sent it to my family, and I said, I went to this seminar, and I decided I needed a sales sheet to describe what my company does. The company was brand new. We celebrated our 8th birthday yesterday. But 8 years ago when I did this, my family's like, what are you doing? I know that you're like starting a company. What is it? What do you do? So I sent it to everybody who I'm close to and said, what do you think? Does this sound like me? Does this sound like our company? Does this sound like something good? Like it kind of represents me. And you know what's crazy? Everybody read it. Instead of saying, can you get me a job? Can you get me a job? Here's my sales sheet. Can you get me a job? I didn't say that. My nieces, who were in their 19 and 20 at the time, got me work. My daughter, who was 12 years old at the time, read my sales sheet and went to an overnight. And I knew that the guy worked at the hospital, but I really wasn't sure of his title, the father of the family. The father calls the next morning and said, Kayla, my daughter, and Stacy, his daughter, had a great time. And he said, Kayla told me you're in marketing. Can you come in Monday? Because we need somebody to do marketing for us. So what I would share with you guys is how interesting is that my 12-year-old daughter got me an account that I've had now for 8 years. Because she knew my sales sheet. So this time, a little alarm went off, and that basically tells me that it's gift and question time. So I've been giving you lots of information, and I'm certainly not done. I want to close out, but it's time for someone to win something. So I've covered a lot. Let's talk questions. Think of a question. You win a prize. It's good to ask questions because you win a prize.
The pressure.
Anybody? No questions? Go ahead.
You talk about the flow, and you have 3 different occupations. How do you juggle all of that and be a positive thinker?
This is why I love you, because that is the best question, and you win the most fragrant candles. I love these. I hope that you love it. These are great. Your question is excellent, and you guys will be receiving slides about how I balance my time. It is a system my friend David Akers taught me. It's changed my life. Let me just ask you this question. How many of you know how many hours you have in a day? No, waking, not 24. You don't have 24. Do you sleep?
Yeah.
Are you raccoons? Okay, you do sleep? Okay, good. How many hours do you have in a day? I have 17. I am Rip Van Winkle. I could sleep all day if you let me. Like, I really can. I'm like a big-time sleeper. I need that amount of sleep. So 17 hours I'm awake. I have a system that I will send to you that I break out, because again, I have staff that work with me, and they can put things in my calendar. So I have blocks and colors, and this is just a Microsoft system that we use. And you can use it in your Franklin, you know, by putting the colors, and I have certain things that I do. So yes, I teach, And then I'm flying out speaking, and then I have the clients and the seminars and all that good stuff. So I want to share with you that for me, this system of knowing how many hours I have in a day, 60 hours go to Miracle Resources, my company. 6 hours go to teaching. Okay, I can only teach 6. If I do more, I'm in trouble. I network with someone 1 hour a week. Nikki and I just networked. We had our good lunch. I think we did too, because Nikki's so amazing. But bottom line, I can't take 17 networks. I just can't do it. And then when I look at my speaking, at minimum, I'm 3 hours a week. Okay, and then I have to include flight time if I'm traveling. So what I want to share with you is, I have to say no. I can't say yes to everything. And I can say yes to tons of teaching, because teaching keeps up my research, and I can be strong for audiences because all the great stuff that I learn. But I have to say no. Maury and I, about 3 days a week, we get up and we're walking. Okay, we get up at now 7:30. We used to be better, but we used to be earlier, but we go like 7:30. We try to go 3 days a week. We're going Saturday. Bottom line, if I'm not working out at least 3 to 4 hours a week, I don't feel good. I'll be honest, I really, really don't. So what I've had to do is block out time. And again, David Akers taught me this system. I will send it to you. On my evaluation, which was on your chair, make sure that you give me your email, and I will send you all these slides. And you'll see my old calendar, how I used to run things, and then you'll see my new calendar. And again, I have staff put in my calendar things, so I have things blocked out. Do I have fun? Yeah. Do I have social time? Yeah, definitely. I don't work all the time. That's crazy. I want to share with you as I wrap up, and I will take questions if I have more time. Catherine, how am I doing?
Oh, I've lost track. I just love listening to you.
Okay.
You have like 2 more minutes.
Okay. Let me share with you in the back of your notebook, the little workbook I gave you, the very back. It says, Be the One. My second book I'm writing is called Be the One. And why it's called Be the One, and it's me released by Advantage Media in 2013. I think we'll be done with it. I'm writing this book because people come to me and say, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't feel right. I feel like something's missing. Usually, guys, what's going on is your brand is off. Something doesn't feel right. When I went through the second tsunami in my life, I was very confused about a lot of things, more personally than professionally. My brand was off. Things just weren't right. And Be the One is a book that is really going to be dedicated to my college students, because they'll say, Mrs. Miracle, I'm on a mission to find the one. And I say, you know what? We got to get you to be the one. Be the person you're meant to be. That's what personal branding is. That's what professional marketing plans and personal marketing plans are. It's to get you to the core of who you are. Take a look at my list. With this little Facebook page, it's under Miracle Resources. Everybody who joins is a Success Society member. Try to say that fast. A Success Society member. If you believe as we do, press like. You get invited to all of our events, and what we do is we send little updates. The bottom line of this is that it's kind of our code of ethics that we're going to stop buying into what other people think our success is. It's about our own definition of success and being the person that you were meant to be. Figuring out what that flow is, figuring out what it is that you love to do. There's only one thing on that list that I think you might not know what I mean, and it's called the Rule of 3. The Rule of 3 changed our company. I learned this actually from a mentor, and what we do is when we bid on business, we have 3 people who either write a letter or make a phone call that know who we're bidding from. So let's say we're bidding on something from Cleveland Hopkins Airport. We're bidding on a marketing project. I will have 3 of my mentors send either a note or give a call to someone they know. So guys, even if only one person does it, I walk into this account warm instead of cold. So Rule of 3 has changed our business. They know who I am before I'm even coming. Same thing with my speaking gigs. Most of the gigs that I get, well, about 99% of them are referral. So I would just share with you, this is the way we need to work. And all of you who met me, I gave you a gift, and I listened to who you were. Did I push you to try to sell my marketing products? Okay, we have to stop as a society this, oh, you need this. In my industry, we are the worst. Right, Catherine? There are people literally who will say, your website sucks. You need me. Your business card looks like crap. You need me. I am not going to work with you if you tell me my stuff looks bad. Why do people do this? Appreciative inquiry tells us to say, okay, let's say somebody's business card does suck. You're going to look at the business card and say, what do you want from the business card? What kind of emotion do you want to evoke?